Welcome to the Massage Life Podcast. I'm Jordan Pearson. I'm a chartered professional accountant, and I'm here with the wonderful Melissa Pearson, who is a registered massage therapist. And today we're talking about a multitude of things, I believe. We're giving people an update. I think the last time we recorded a podcast, I made some comment about how we were going to be better about recording more frequently. And then, it's been like 7 years?
Pretty much.
Maybe not that long. 7 months. It's been a long time.
It's been 9 months.
9 months?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
But
we have a reason.
This is true. Not a 9-month baby. That would be nice. I was pregnant. No, that would be a miracle.
No, something much worse.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we wanted to be doing some more things for online wellness, but it's been a little crazy over the last little while.
Right.
So wanted to give a little update and also just chat about this topic in general, which is managing your career when you have a health issue.
Which you do. You do.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just dive right into it. So I was actually recently diagnosed with a rare cancer, which is a cutaneous lymphoma, and it affects my skin. So it's been nice in a way because it's given me some clarity on why I've been dealing with my skin for years, and it's been misdiagnosed as eczema, but it's actually a cancer. And so in a way it's been good because I've been able to get some specialized treatment to help treat it better than all these other things I've been trying with eczema.
Right.
But it's also,
everybody has a cure for eczema.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody and nobody.
Yeah.
I should have asked you before starting this episode, how jokey am I allowed to be?
It's like too soon.
Because I have a very sick, twisted sense of humor that perhaps our listeners aren't familiar with. I feel like they are.
Well,
if you listen to this,
if they listen to even one episode of our podcast, I'm sure they get the vibe.
They know what kind of person I am. Yeah, that's how I grieve. That's how I cope with hard things. Is I just make jokes.
Yes, there's always a time and a place, but the thing with this is, I've definitely had time to come to terms with it, and also this isn't a type of cancer that will likely take my life. It's more of a chronic nuisance more than anything. It could definitely get worse, but as of right now, I'm not on death's door. Although I'm sure you would still joke even if I was on death's door. So
100%. Yeah, joke's on you. Our next episode will be in 9 months, and it'll be
just you by yourself.
Me by myself.
Well.
Melissa is dead. Oh my gosh.
So one thing our listeners should know is Jordan's family is in the funeral industry. So death to him is like, there's, most people have kind of things they don't joke about. For him, it's like anything goes.
Yeah, we grew up, I have 6 siblings, and we grew up playing funeral home. And most normal kids played house growing up. School, cops and robbers. We would play cops and robbers, and then it would turn into someone being shot, and then that person would be taken to the hospital, and then they would die, and then the funeral director would pick them up from the hospital, take them to the funeral home, and then we'd have a funeral service for them. That was my childhood. It was sick and twisted, and I should probably talk to a therapist. We had fun, but there were a lot of kids that weren't allowed to play with us. Anyways, that being said, long story short, I have a very sick, twisted sense of humor around death. It's how I cope. It's how I grieve. Yeah. I really love you. I hope you don't die. I really do. You look so good today. I've told you that so many times. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Anyways, okay, I'll stop talking now.
It's fine. Yeah, so anyways, it's been definitely a challenge dealing with all this because of my career.
Right.
Even if I had a job that was working on a computer or something, of course it would still be hard, but it's been especially hard because I'm client facing and this condition has affected my skin. And so not only am I client facing, I'm also touching people. And so it's like this cancer causes a rash on my skin. No one wants to be touched by a rashy person. It's like, even though it's not contagious, it's just not good. And it's been hard for me. Like massaging flares up my skin and bothers my skin. And then it's also, there's a risk of cross-contamination if I have any open sores. So it's been hard, and I've had to take some time off. Yeah. So, that's kind of what I want to talk about as far as what people can do if they have a health issue. There's obviously a variety of health issues people could be dealing with. And hopefully those things are temporary and people can find solutions to them, but sometimes they may be more chronic things. And I guess it's this balance between like how much do you just tough something out and figure out how to manage your life with that, or do you have to consider a career shift?
Right, which is what you've been doing.
Yes,
or considering.
I've been having a midlife crisis.
She's bought a motorcycle. She's got a leather jacket. She started doing drugs. None of those things are true. Okay, I'm sorry. Wow. We're just going to post this. It is what it is.
I know that.
Okay, Melissa doesn't do drugs. She's very vanilla in the best possible way. I say that with the utmost respect.
I'm literally wearing a Polly Pocket t-shirt.
You're so hot. I love you.
Okay, so I think the thing that's the hardest too, especially with massage therapy and other wellness practitioners, it's like we are in the field of wellness. So then when we're sick, it's just this weird, I don't know. And we have this pressure on us to be like the healthy, strong person because we are in the seat of being the healer. Yes. So how can I then be that person if I'm also needing healing? Like It just doesn't, something about it feels wrong. But as I've been able to ponder on it more, actually, I think it's actually awesome because it allows me to be more empathetic to people's problems. Like, hey, I've been there. You know, I've had those days where like can't function. And so when someone comes to me, look, I'm like getting emotional. We've never gotten emotional on this podcast before. When someone comes to me and they're like, I'm struggling with this thing, it's like, I get it. Yes. I get how hard it is.
Right.
And so maybe it's good in a way, but I'm still figuring out how to navigate it. And I'm still on a break right now from treating people. So yeah, but my plan is to kind of ease myself back into it and figure out how to massage. It's going to look a little different, but I think another part that I've struggled with is like how transparent to be with clients. Mm-hmm. How much do they need to know? Do I want to share with them? I think that's always a hard thing.
What's your take on that?
My take on it? Okay, so originally...
I think it depends.
Yeah, it always depends.
Right?
What's going on, for sure.
And we talked about this at length. And for you, it made sense for you to have a conversation with your clients.
Well, it ended up that I had to because I had these patches on my face that were very visible. Right. And it's like I had to communicate with people what was going on. Yeah. And it reached that point. And so
they didn't think you were gross. Right.
Well, it just, they needed to know. But I think also part of it was just a lot during the massage. I don't like to talk about myself. Right. I want it to be centered on them. They're seeking care because it's for them. It's not for me, right? And so even when we're chit-chatting on the table, when they're on the table, I don't usually bring up things from my personal life. If it comes around to it, fine, but I still always direct it back to them because that's just how it should be. They're paying for that hour. Yeah. I've preached a lot about this. I'm like, no, guys, the conversation should be focused on them. Yeah. And so if things come up about my health, then it's like all of a sudden they feel like they need to ask all these questions. Oh, what are you doing for treatment? Oh, like, how are you feeling? What, it's just... Yes. Then it's all focused on me. Right. And that's what I don't like. But then I heard a really interesting quote recently that said, you can't build a one-sided relationship. And I thought that was really interesting because we often think, oh, we should only, ask the client questions, don't say anything about ourselves. But then that's not a relationship. That's so one-sided. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's important, especially for established clients where we've seen them multiple times. I think it's important to, have them have a bit of our lives open up to them. Interesting. Do you agree?
I don't know. I think you would get some pushback from some people about that. Again, I think it needs to be focused mainly on them.
Yes.
Whether it's because I'm thinking about the conversation during the massage, and I've had some therapists that I really enjoy talking to, and I'm fine if they just, because I think they're hilarious. Like, you can just talk for the full 60 minutes and I'll just listen. But sometimes it's been kind of annoying where they just yammer on about like what's going on in their life. Not that I don't care, but I don't know. It seems to dominate the whole session, and it's just not.
Well, it should never dominate the whole session. And I think too, there's a difference between just like gossiping or talking about these random things versus something that's like big in your life.
I mean, everybody can relate to that. Think of times in your life where you've been having a conversation with someone and it's one-sided. They're not asking any questions about you, and it's just there's a really good skit actually from Brian Regan where he's a comedian that was popular, I think, in the 90s. I think he's still around, but he talks about the me monster, like this person that just talks about themselves. It's all about them, and the kind of person that like has to one up your story. Like you'll say something really cool, and they just like, well, I did this. Well, okay, you ran a half marathon, but have you ever run a full marathon? Like I did this, and it's like, okay, well, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Again,
no
not that I'm not interested. Yeah, not that I'm not interested in those things about that person, but if I've come to get a massage and I want to relax, and I guess it depends on what the focus is for that massage. There have been some times where I've gone, I'm really stressed, I don't have the mental capacity to really carry on a conversation with someone, and I just need to like zone out for 60 minutes. I don't appreciate it when the massage therapist talks my ear off for 60 minutes. I just need to like lay here and just be quiet. And there's a really good therapist that we go to who's really good about respecting that. Like she can read the room, right? If I'm giving short responses to her questions, she gets it. She figures out what it is that, and I've told her I'm here to relax, right? I've got a lot on my mind. And so she's good about being quiet. Now that's not always the case. I really enjoy talking to people. And so, I don't know, you kind of have to be sensitive to those things.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill that takes time to build up.
Right.
And I think too, when I say like being transparent with clients, I don't mean that it's a conversation even that needs to take place in the massage room, right? These are conversations that could take place over email or take place after the massage, right? You treat them for the full 60 minutes, and at the end of the massage, they're dressed and ready to go. You can say, hey, just to let you know, my schedule might look different when you go to book online. There's not as much availability because I'm dealing with this. Explain the situation to them, right? That way it's not taking away from their treatment, but it's still letting them know, especially if you're doing anything different in your practice, right? If you're modifying anything like your schedule, I think that's when it's important to let them know what's going on. But it doesn't necessarily have to be during treatment time.
Right. Because you still have to remember that the relationship is a professional one.
Right.
Right? And it's very different from like a personal relationship with a really close friend. And that could be a whole nother podcast where we talk about
professional boundaries.
When those lines are blurred a bit.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah. Like I said, I think the transparency should happen mostly when something's changed in your practice. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on, like some ideas on how to modify when you're dealing with health challenges.
Okay.
Yeah. So going back to, what I was saying about having a midlife crisis and like, does massage work for what I'm going through? I think some conditions can be accommodated and others just may not be a good fit with massage therapy, but that's going to be very personal for each individual, right? That's not something I can just answer for you because I can't even answer it for myself at this time. So it's not like, okay, yeah, give up on massage. But it is a tricky career. Out of all the careers, I think it's one of the hardest that you do have to be pretty healthy, to be able to do massage therapy. So it's tricky. Some ideas for adaptations. You could do shorter shifts if you get tired easily. You could do fewer deep pressure appointments. Even when I was healthy, I didn't like doing deep pressure. So if whatever you're dealing with, if it's hard for you to have stamina, then doing less deep pressure appointments can definitely help.
Yeah.
Raising your prices so that you can do less massage therapy appointments, that could be helpful. And looking at using different tools or switching to a different modality. So maybe adding something like cupping, or if you're, possibly other people other than massage therapists are listening to this, so you could do something like needling or whatever. Actually, I think in some provinces they can do needling. And I know in Alberta we're working on regulation, and apparently that's part of the package deal they're trying to that we can do needling with, of course, further education.
Yeah.
But something that's easier on your body might be a good idea. And then perhaps using a stool throughout the massage. We often will use a stool when we're sitting to do the neck or the feet, but maybe you have to use a stool all the time if you get dizzy easily or something like that. Right. Perhaps using a stool. And again, that's maybe a point when maybe you'd have to communicate with the client. Maybe not. Maybe, their eyes are closed, like they don't care what you're doing really, but maybe a conversation that you need to have with them. And then also things like gloves. So that's something I'm having to do, is wear long sleeves and wear gloves. And that has been a little tricky because I do use my forearms and my elbows, so I haven't been able to do that as much, and therefore not as much deep pressure. And then also wearing gloves I've had to get used to because they're just tricky. I use gloves for doing TMJ work, but for the full body it's a little bit harder. I've been finding I have to have a pretty, I don't know if this is useful information for anybody, but I've been finding gloves that are like tighter are more helpful. If they're even a little bit loose, they slide off as I glide my hand on the client. So I have to have a pretty tight glove, which can be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's easier for the gloves to stay on.
Can the client notice?
Yeah. So I had a massage a little while ago by somebody who was wearing gloves the whole time. This was before I was diagnosed, but I did tell them I was having skin issues. So I don't know if she was wearing them because she was worried about any cross-contamination, perhaps. Right. I've heard some therapists wear gloves all the time. I don't know. It's like a new thing. I don't know if some schools are teaching that or what. Yeah. But I've definitely been massaged by people who have been wearing a glove. Sometimes they'll let me know ahead of time. They'll say, hey, I cut my hand. I need to wear a glove. And they'll just... It's honestly more... It's more distracting if they have one gloved hand and one non-gloved hand. Because you can feel the difference. Okay. But if there were... Like the girl who was wearing gloves, she didn't tell me. And about halfway through the massage is when I realized. It wasn't like right away. I was like, oh, she's wearing gloves. It was about halfway through. I was like, I think she's wearing gloves. And then I noticed that mostly when she was working on my neck and then she was close to my ears, I could just like hear the vinyl sound.
Yeah. You should give me a massage with gloves.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Mainly because I just want a massage.
Like, how could I make this?
How can I coax her into giving me a massage? Yes.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I don't love using the gloves for massage. I feel they're very thin, but I feel like I still can't feel all the way through them.
Yeah.
And then they just feel cumbersome. And then honestly, they're kind of sweaty, which also irritates my skin.
Right.
They're not ideal, but sometimes you have to do things that are not ideal because that's life.
Just start massaging with your feet.
That is actually a thing.
I know. Have you ever had a massage?
No one wants to be massaged by my feet. Nasty. Way too dry.
Oh, honey.
I would love to get a treatment like that. It looks interesting. But
one day.
Yeah.
One
day. you should do that for me.
Okay. We'll do a trade. I'll massage you with my feet and you can massage me with gloved hands. All right, let's keep going.
Okay. So basically my main message about this podcast is it's hard as healers to take time to focus on our own health.
Yeah.
But like we need to take a dose of our own medicine. You know, I can't tell you how many times I tell clients, you only have one body, you have to make sure you take care of it. Well, and then why do we feel so guilty when we have to take care of ourselves? Right? We would be proud of our clients if they're doing something that's good for their health. And so we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves too, whatever that looks like. Mm-hmm. So if you're struggling with something right now and you keep just putting yourself on the back burner to like push through, I would advise you to take a moment and figure out what taking care of yourself looks like.
Yeah. I'm sympathetic to individuals who don't have access to EI.
Right.
That's something that you've paid into because when we got married, we knew that we were going to have kids. And so you wanted to be able to go on mat leave. And so we made the decision to pay into EI. Now you have to pay EI on your self-employed earnings for the rest of your life. For as long as you have self-employment earnings, you have to pay employment insurance on that. But that's the trade-off. Then you can go on mat leave, you can take sick leave. And so you've been off for how long now?
Like 11 weeks, I think.
11 weeks. Okay. So you've been off for a good chunk of time. It's all EI right now. So you're still getting money. You have a source of income, but some individuals don't have access to that. Yeah. Right. And so I feel bad for individuals who are in that situation where they feel stuck. They're not able to, they have to keep working because they need to earn income. So what would you say to someone who's in a situation like that? Because it's too late for them to pay into EI.
Right. So, I mean, if you find yourself in the middle of a tough situation, then that's tricky. But if you right now are listening to this podcast and, you're healthy and you're able to work, my main advice is to save some money for a rainy day, right? Like a lot of people, instead of paying into EI, especially if they're not having children and not... Yeah. Because mat leave is the biggest payout. You're off for the whole year.
Right.
But if you are, if you don't want to do that, just setting aside some money and investing it into something that you can pull out easily or whatever you're going to do, have a little nest egg, and then you can use that money when something happens. So you're not working paycheck to paycheck.
Right. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Did you want to talk? I know you're not the type of person that likes to talk about yourself. Do you want to give people more information about what it is that you're going through, because I would imagine there will be lots of people who will reach out and say, oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And it's like, we're always grateful for individuals who want to help, but none of those recommendations are going to help, right? Because you're not dealing with eczema, you're dealing with a very rare cancer that attacks your skin. And so you are receiving treatment, which is good.
Right.
And you've seen some positive results from that.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people give recommendations for lotions. And trust me, I could open a lotion store with all of the different creams and lotions I've tried. Yeah. But exactly, it's not just a skin issue. It's actually a T-cell lymphoma issue. So it's, I don't know how much information people need, but as of right now, I'm seeing a specialist. There's not a lot of specialists because it's such a rare cancer. And so I'm really blessed to have finally gotten in with this. It took forever, but to finally get in with this specialist, and they're 2 hours away from me. So I have another appointment this week, which I'm looking forward to. I haven't, everything's been very slow with this whole process. I had a skin biopsy and took forever to get the results from that, and then took forever after that to meet with the doctor, and then they had to refer me to someone else, and then even to get treatment started took months. It's like, so in a way it was nice because I thought, well, if this was really urgent, then they would have had me in the very next day. Mm-hmm. So in a way it's been good that I have not been, put on the priority treatment. But yeah, it's just been kind of frustrating because it may not be a priority for them, but it's priority for me.
Yes.
It's stressful for me. Yeah. But I'm thankful that I do have this specialist. There's, I think, only 2 in all of Canada. So grateful that I'm with them. I feel like I'm in really good hands. And I will say that this doctor, I've met with lots of doctors, this doctor that I've met, so compassionate and so kind, and just reminded me once again about how important it is as healthcare providers to be empathetic. It's just it makes a world of difference instead of feeling like just, I don't know, a body on the table, that I'm a human. It's a beautiful thing when someone can treat you with kindness.
Yeah.
But yeah. We can give future updates as things come up, as I'm sure, my condition's one of those roller coaster things where it's it'll be good for a while and then bad for a while and good for a while, and treatment works for a bit and doesn't work for a bit, and then, so we'll give updates as we need to, but...
it's attacking the skin on your face, and now it's attacking the skin on your... So it seems to be moving all over the place.
Right. And, right now, the skin on my face is pretty good, which is why I feel okay to do a podcast and record it. But, I have some pretty bad patches on my arms and stuff, but... Who knows? It'll change, and that's...
Well, and that was part of the reason why we've been offline for so long. Yeah. Is because you had patches on your face that were really bad. Yeah. And so you didn't feel comfortable shooting reels and recording a podcast.
Yeah.
So, which makes sense.
But definitely online wellness is still something that we're passionate about and working on, and we have been working with some other practitioners to put together, educators and practitioners, I guess, but educators to put together courses for us to have on our website. So I was going to give an update on some things that we've been working on. If people...
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote down everything that's on our to-do list. So I actually did launch just recently a new shorter direct billing course. It's targeted more to receptionists. So it doesn't cover all of the, registration portion of it and all the accounting. It's just kind of how to bill. So it's cheaper and shorter, and it's a good little course. And then I am working on the Research Highlights Volume 2. So we've already launched Volume 1, and now it's just more recent research. And then I'm also working on a mobile massage course, but that's been in the works for a long time. So we'll see when that gets launched. But I have to put work into it, so hopefully that one comes out soon. And then we are partnering with Doreen. She wrote a course for us quite a while ago about social marketing, but now she's looking at putting together a course on AI, which people hear AI and they want nothing to do with it. But it's here whether we want it to be or not.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. And then we are talking to Panel Marketing about putting together a course on how to get more clients. So just a kind of a general marketing course. And they're the experts in it. It sounds like it's going to be really good. And then we have been talking with BioFlex, and they want to put together a course on red light therapy. Also looks very interesting. Side note, light therapy is one of the therapies I've been doing. It's not like red light therapy. It's narrowband UVB therapy. And these light therapy things, at first I was like, I don't know if I buy it. It sounds so hokey. But this is the narrowband UVB therapy. It is the designated treatment for cutaneous lymphomas. Like, it is the actual treatment that you're supposed to do. It's not the like alternative treatment. No, it's the main treatment.
Yes.
And it has been one of the most helpful things for me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm a proponent.
Yeah.
And then Paul Kramer, he's working on 2 courses. One is a hypermobility course and one is a tendon pain course. So those both sound amazing as well. And then Jordan is still working on the ever-promised bookkeeping course.
Oh, it's too hard.
Jordan, you can do hard things.
I know
That's the whole point of this podcast
I'm
episode.
a busy person. I love my children and I like spending time with them. With you.
This is true. But it'll come out one day. One day we will do it.
Yes. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, those are some things we're working on. So lots on the go and yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
I don't have any embarrassing moments because I haven't been out there doing massages to embarrass myself. Yes. So do you have any embarrassing moments that you want to share?
My whole life is just one embarrassing
But we want
moment.
to know the stories.
I don't have any
that
I can think of. Do you have any about me?
I
have a terrible memory.
You always just say things that are slightly over the line and it's like, why did you say that? But,
I know.
But you don't seem embarrassed by it. So I don't know if it counts as an embarrassing moment.
Well, I usually am embarrassed by it because people will say things later on that I said and then I'm embarrassed. Like, wait, I actually said that? Like, I am so sorry. Why did I say that? Yeah, like making fun of you dying.
You'll think about that in bed tonight? You'll be laying there and be like,
no, it's just a coping mechanism.
You're not embarrassed by that one?
No. It makes me, I will be devastated if you pass away. I mean, I know we're all going to die.
We don't need to get all serious again. I'm supposed to end it on a happy, jokey
note. Well, we are. I am being happy and jokey. Melissa's going to die. And I'm super depressed about it. Oh, man. Anyways.
We're ending on that.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what else.
That's how it goes.
No.
We're back, guys. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we like to have fun. No, it's been good. It's been nice having you off for these last several weeks.
Yeah, it has been good.
Yeah, it's been good for your mental health.
Yeah.
And my mental health.
Yeah.
And we're excited about online wellness. You actually, I think, to talk about your plan for life, I mean, we're still trying to figure that out. But the plan as it stands right now is for you to work a lot less doing massage. So you have a few clients and you'll make that kind of, you'll do massages still, but it'll be very limited. And then you're just going to focus on online wellness and, creating content, creating courses, being helpful to massage therapists that need the help. Yeah. So that's the plan right now. Yeah. Anyways, I'll think of some embarrassing stories you can share next time.
Sounds good.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to stay in touch, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We've included the links to these in the show notes. Also, be sure to check out our website, onlinewellness.ca, if you need any continuing education credits. All of our courses have been approved by massage associations across Canada. Anyways, we'll catch you next time.